thank you for clicking on this video. Please like and also subscribe to this channel. And also feel free to leave comments. Today's video, I want to focus on discipline. Discipline is a key factor for you personally to control your money. Discipline is, I'm going to write a budget and I know where I'm going to put my money. You gotta have a certain amount of money. Okay, first off, let's talk about the budget. So, how do you determine a budget? Well, you gotta figure out how much income you're gonna bring in. So, let's say you bring in $2,000 from your job a month. $2,000 a month from your job. And then your expenses, let's say, are about approximately 1,045. This is what I estimated. I determined this by a few things on my expenses. One, I focus on my needs before my wants. What are my needs? Well, food is a need, so I have a budget for that, a certain amount. And then I have shelter. Okay, shelter is rent, mortgage, anything like that. I gotta keep a roof over my head somehow. Or if you really want to go really crazy, you can get a tiny house and live out in the middle of nowhere. You can do that. People do it. And so you're approximately a certain amount for that. But the total we're going to throw out is 1,045. And what that's for me, I think, because I eliminated phone service in that, your mobile service, and if you want to know how I eliminated that with still having a phone service and I can call people, please leave a comment and ask me, and I will do a video on that if you would like. But let's go back on budgeting and expenses. So my expenses are 1,045 because I determined what my needs are before my wants. And so it's not like I want a new car because it's the nice fanciest thing out there. Do you really need it? No, you don't. So you got to determine, do you really need that? Ask yourself. Okay. And then you take your income and you just subtract those two. All you do on a budget is basically subtracting and adding sometimes. You add up all your expenses and then you add up, it's pretty simple. I get paid $500 a week. 500 times 4 is what? That's 2,000. So 2,000, then we're going to subtract 2,000 from 1,045. That gives us about approximately, if you shoot it out, 950. So $950 is what we have earned. You're like, what? I thought I earned 2,000 from my check. Yeah, that's if you're gonna live by check by paycheck. No, we're not doing that method. We are doing the method of budgeting. So after your expenses, you're going to eliminate your 1,045 from the 2,000. And that gives us approximately 955, I think. And so we determine what we're going to do with that. All this takes discipline. You have to discipline yourself. You have to discipline on getting your budget and figuring all this math out, okay? And so what we do now with that $955 is that we determine where it goes. For me, what I do and what it works for me is I do something I put in my head called my money placement. My money placement is percentages of my savings account, how much I want to put in savings, my tithing. If you're a Christian-based person, you put 10% into your tithing, or depending on your faith. For me is 10%, and that's the first thing I pay towards too. And excuse me. And so 10% for that. I have it written down, so I don't have it in my head, but it's down in my planner, so I know this is what I have. Usually it's about 60% in my checking account, and then the rest it's smaller amounts, percentages, like 5% to this savings account, 50% to that savings account, or for any investments that I have. It makes it simpler for me because, we have all these accounts. It's still the same concept of the money envelope deal. The physical money, I think the good thing about that is that you see that actual paper money in your hands and you're like, well, this is serious, I can't spend this. But for me, what I do, the every dollar money thing, is I do percentages. um and then you're actually saving that 195 and it adds up, but it goes in different places. It's like you're sending out your army of soldiers, and you're like, okay, I need 10 of you to go out there and take care of the south border, or I need 5 of you to stay here and protect the homeland. You got to determine how much money you want to go. Where do you want to go? Maybe your army's workers, like farm workers. Maybe they're gonna work, they're gonna make some produce for you, and they're gonna bring you back goods. The same concept is that I'm taking the money and I'm putting it in some type of investment. Maybe a CD. It's a low risk thing, but it's still making me some money. Not much, but if you add more to it over time, the word compound interest, it's going to make you more and more and more. So there's that concept. And then also discipline. All this takes discipline. I'm using that phrase, that word discipline, over and over and over again because it will benefit you. You are trying to reverse your mind to go away from the swiping of the card all the time because you're like, oh, it's okay, I have a good paying job. No, you don't know if you're still going to have a good paying job in 10 years from now. You don't know if you're going to break a leg. That's why you save your money somehow. When I mean save, not just put it in a bottle all the time or underneath your couch and you're like, well, I'm saving it. Well, you got to have it working somehow. It's got to help you somehow. Some of your money, back to the army thing, some of your money is the protectors. It protects you. It's that emergency fund. It's going to hold up and you're like, oh, shoot, I don't have $200 for this transmission I need to replace. If you do, if you don't, you would go to your credit card or you ask to borrow some money from somebody and they're like, well, I want this much back when you do pay me back. And now you're in debt. Or if you had the money saved up, that 200, it's easily there for you to take that 200 and you're like, no problem, it's right there. It protected you. It's that army. It's protecting you and your rest of your assets. It's the front, the home front defense. So discipline takes a lot of action and it is always occurring. Sometimes you have to set a day, maybe once a month or once a week. Actually for me, it's like daily, that's how crazy I am. Is sometimes is, but my serious month, my serious day is one of the last days of the month, because that's my business. That's, how much money, that's when I realize, okay, this is how much I'm giving me and all my business expenses and then my personal income. And then I can rearrange everything because things change all the time. And maybe you want to change your investments. Maybe you retire your bank and maybe you want to go with this bank. You got to change things up. For me, it's constantly I'm dealing with money, just because you call your bank or, bills you have to change. They all come in different dates. So it feels like I'm doing it all the time. So that takes discipline too. And then writing down a budget takes discipline. Taking that time and that effort. Just set aside one afternoon and you're dedicated on looking at all your finances, everything. However you do it. Take that time. That takes discipline just to plan out that time and that date. And it takes more discipline to go through that. This is all money management. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please hit that notification button, and also comment, and that'll help me to get motivated to help you, and so you can help other people. It's all about that. And that's why I do this channel, is to help you, and you can help other people, because you know this nation is in debt, and we got to get it out ourselves to get this nation out of debt. It takes you.